Um, um, I think that's, I guess, one of the bioweapons are one of the areas where I think the people who are most worried about this stuff are focused, and I think that's I think that makes a lot of sense to think about that. Um, the and I think that there are certain mitigations. You can try to not train certain knowledge into the model, right? There's different things, um, but yeah, I mean, at some level, I mean, if you get a sufficiently bad actor and you don't have other AI that can sort of balance them, and understand what's going on and what the threats are, then that could be a risk. So I think that that's one of the things that we need to watch out for.
Mm. Um, is there something you could see in the deployment of these systems where you observe like you're training Llama 4 and it's like lied to you because it thought you weren't noticing or something, and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" Not that this is probably not likely with the Llama 4 test system, but is there something you can imagine like that where you'd like be really concerned about deceptiveness and if like billions of copies of things are out in the wild?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think that that's not necessarily. I mean, right now we see a lot of hallucinations,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's more that. I think it's an interesting question how you would tell the difference between a hallucination and deception. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I think that there's a lot of risks and things to think about. The flip side of all of this is that there are also a lot of. I try to in running our company at least balance what I think of as these longer term theoretical risks, um, with what I actually think are quite real risks that exist today. So, like when you talk about deception, the form of that I worry about most is people using this to generate misinformation and then like pump that through, whether it's our networks or others. So the way that we've basically combated a lot of this type of harmful content is by building AI systems that are smarter than the adversarial ones. And I guess this kind of informs part of my theory on this, right? Is if you look at like the different types of harm that people do or try to do through social networks, um, there are ones that are not very adversarial. So, for example, like hate speech, I would say is not super adversarial in the sense that like people aren't getting better at being racist, right? They're just like you just like, okay, if you kind of, that's one where I think the AIs are generally just getting way more sophisticated faster than people are at those issues. So we have issues both ways. It's like people do bad things, that whether they're trying to incite violence or something, but we also have a lot of false positives, right? So where we basically censor stuff that we shouldn't, and I think understandably make a lot of people annoyed. So I think having an AI that just gets increasingly precise on that's going to be good over time. But let me give you another example, which is like nation states trying to interfere in elections. That's an example where they have cutting edge technology and absolutely get better each year. So we block some technique, they learn what we did, they come at us with a different technique, right? It's not like a person trying to, you know, I don't say mean things, right? It's like they're basically, they have a goal, they're sophisticated, they have a lot of technology. In those cases, I still think the ability to kind of have our AI systems grow and in sophistication at a faster rate than theirs have. It's an arms race, but I think we're at least currently winning that arms race. So I don't know. I think but this is like a lot of the stuff that I spend time thinking about is like, okay, yes, it is possible that whether it's Llama 4 or Llama 5 or Llama 6, yeah, we need to think about like what behaviors we're observing. And it's not just us.